Okay, folks, I just recorded a full video and it got deleted. My phone heated up, and honestly, that actually proves what I'm about to talk about right now. So, if you ever feel like you're doing everything right, you're trying, you're thinking differently, maybe you've even started new habits, but your life still looks the same and you don't understand why. I'm doing everything right. Like you're putting in the effort, but nothing is actually moving. Why? And after a while, it does get frustrating because now you're not just stuck, you're actually confused. Why is this not working? You start asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working for me? And if you're not careful, that question slowly turns into, maybe it's just me. Here's the part no one really talks about. It's not that you're not trying. It's not that you're lazy. And it's definitely not that you're incapable. But there is a reason your life isn't changing, even though you're trying. And it has nothing to do with effort. Most people think change comes from doing more discipline, more motivation, more action. So they push harder, they start over, they set new goals. And for a little while, it feels like it's working. But then they fall off, they go back, they lose momentum. And they think the problem is consistency, but it's not. Because let's face it, if effort alone was enough, your life would have changed already. Think about that. You've tried before, probably more than once. So why does everything keep resetting? It's like we have to learn lessons that we're not quite getting. I'm going to say something that might hit a little deeper and maybe help you understand the why of it. Your life isn't changing because you haven't changed yet, at least not on the level that actually matters. You see, most people are trying to change their life without changing their identity. They're trying to build a new reality with an old version of themselves, and that never works. Because no matter what you do on the outside, your identity will always pull you back to what feels familiar. So let me explain it simply. If deep down you still believe, I'm not confident, I always mess things up, I'm not really the kind of person who succeeds, then it doesn't matter how many goals you set. At some point, you will act in alignment with that belief. That's why thought is so important. Not because you want to fail, but because that's who you think you are. You've convinced yourself, or someone else has convinced you, but the point is you believe it. So what happens? You hesitate, you overthink, you play small, you stop early. And then you tell yourself, see, I knew it. Now that's not lack of effort, that's identity. And here's where it gets even more subtle. A lot of people are actually addicted to their current life. It's like your comfort zone, right? Even if they don't like it, because it's familiar. The same thoughts, the same patterns, the same reactions. You can count on it all, right? It's predictable. And your brain would rather keep you in something familiar than push you into something unknown. That's the way your brain is designed, to keep you safe. So right away, getting out of the comfort zone feels unsafe, even if the unknown is better. So you end up in this loop. You want more, but you keep choosing what you already know without even realizing it. And then there's this one. This one stops almost everyone: waiting to feel ready. I'll start when I feel ready. I'll start when I feel more confident. I'll go for it when I'm ready. But here's the truth: you don't feel ready before you do something. At least I know I don't. I need practice. And practice is the action of doing the thing when it's something new. You feel ready after you've done it enough times. Like for me, talking on camera is very unfamiliar. I'm kind of shy naturally, and this was difficult for me, but it gets easier. Confidence isn't the starting point, it's the result. So if you're waiting to feel different before you act different, you're going to stay exactly where you are. No progress. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, so what am I supposed to do exactly? And this is the shift. This is the part that changes everything. You stop focusing on changing your life and you start focusing on changing who you are, because your life is a reflection, not a starting point. If you want a different life, You need a different identity, a different standard, a different way of seeing yourself. For instance, the old me would not have been refilming this right now. I'd be home sulking. You don't wait to become confident. You just start showing up as someone who is learning confidence. You don't wait to become disciplined. You start acting like someone who follows through, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels unfamiliar, and even when it doesn't feel like you. Because that's the point. It's not supposed to feel like you. You're becoming someone new. A new identity is what you need in order to make your life change. It's not supposed to feel like you yet. You're building a new version of yourself. And that takes repetition. It takes awareness. And here's the part that really will help you understand what you have to do. It takes catching yourself in old patterns and then choosing differently again and again. I'm constantly catching myself in old patterns. And I have to think and remind myself, no, that's not what you have to do. You have to do it this way. You have to follow through on what you said you were going to do. Again and again. Not perfectly, but consistently. And slowly something shifts. You think differently. You react differently. You move differently through the world. And then one day your life starts to look different too. Not because you forced it, but because you became someone new. So if your life isn't changing right now, don't ask, what more should I be doing? Ask, who do I need to become? Because the moment that changes, everything else will follow. Until then, transform, grow, and thrive with the Bold Life Suite. See you next time. Bye for now.